Once upon a time, in a small town surrounded by hills and rivers, there lived a boy named Daniel. He was a kind and hardworking student, but he had one major problem. He didn't believe in himself. Whenever his teachers asked difficult questions, Daniel stayed quiet even when he knew the answers. Whenever there was a competition, he would think, "I can't win." Whenever he saw successful people, he would tell himself, "They are special. I'm not." Because of this mindset, Daniel often missed opportunities. One day, his school announced a big event. The town would host a young inventors competition. Students from different schools would participate. The winner would receive a large trophy, a scholarship, and recognition throughout the region. Everyone was excited. Daniel loved building small machines and solving problems. Deep inside, he wanted to join. But as usual, negative thoughts filled his mind. There will be smarter students. What if I fail? What if everyone laughs at me? So he decided not to participate. A few days later, his science teacher, Mr. Parker, noticed his sadness. "Daniel, why aren't you entering the competition?" he asked. Daniel looked down. "Because I don't think I can win." Mr. Parker smiled. "Tell me something, have you already lost?" Daniel looked confused. "No." "Then, why are you acting like a loser before the competition even begins?" Daniel had no answer. Mr. Parker continued, "The biggest obstacle isn't the competition. It's the doubt inside your mind." Those words stayed with Daniel. That evening, he thought carefully about what his teacher had said. For the first time, he realized that he was defeating himself before even trying. The next day, he signed up for the competition. At first, he felt nervous, but he also felt excited. He decided to build a machine that could collect rainwater and store it for gardens and farms. It was a useful idea because the town often faced water shortages. For weeks, Daniel worked on his invention. He studied books. He watched educational videos. He tested different designs. Sometimes the machine failed. Sometimes parts broke. Sometimes nothing worked. Whenever problems appeared, Daniel felt discouraged. The old voice inside his head returned. "You can't do this. Give up." But this time he fought back. Instead of saying, "I can't do it," he began saying, "I can learn how to do it." Instead of saying, "I'm not smart enough," he said, "I can improve with practice." Slowly his confidence started growing. Every day he worked harder. Every day he learned something new. As the competition approached, his invention became better and better. Finally, the big day arrived. The exhibition hall was filled with students, judges, teachers, and visitors. Amazing inventions stood everywhere. Some students had built robots. Others had created smart devices. Looking around, Daniel felt nervous again. His project suddenly seemed small. What if mine isn't good enough? He wondered. Then he remembered his teacher's words. "Believe and achieve." He took a deep breath and stood proudly beside his invention. Soon the judges arrived. They carefully examined every project. When they reached Daniel's table, one judge asked, "Can you explain how your invention works?" Daniel smiled. With confidence, he demonstrated the machine. The judges listened carefully. They asked questions. Daniel answered clearly. The judges seemed impressed. One of them said, "This idea could help many farmers save water." Daniel's heart filled with hope. Hours later, all participants gathered on the stage. The audience waited eagerly. The principal stepped forward with an envelope. "Third place goes to." Applause filled the room. "Second place goes to." More applause. Daniel's hands began shaking. Then the principal smiled. "And first place goes to Daniel Thompson." For a moment, Daniel couldn't believe it. The crowd erupted into cheers. His classmates clapped loudly. His teachers smiled proudly. Daniel walked onto the stage and received the golden trophy. As he held it in his hands, he realized something important. The trophy wasn't his greatest achievement. His greatest achievement was believing in himself. Later that evening, Daniel met Mr. Parker. "You were right," Daniel said. Mr. Parker smiled. "About what?" Daniel laughed. The biggest obstacle was never the competition. It was my own doubt. Mr. Parker nodded. And what did you learn? Daniel looked at his trophy and replied, I learned that when you believe in yourself and work hard, amazing things become possible. Years passed. Daniel continued believing in himself. Whenever challenges appeared, he faced them with confidence. He eventually became a successful engineer, creating inventions that helped people around the world. And whenever young students asked for advice, he always said, believe in yourself before expecting others to believe in you. Dreams begin in the mind. If you believe, you can achieve. Moral of the story: glowing star success begins with self-belief. When you believe in yourself, work hard, and never give up, you can achieve things that once seemed impossible. Your mind is more powerful than you think. Believe and achieve. Sparkles Trophy Books Light Rainbow. Trophy Books Light Rainbow.